So now that you understand all of the ergonomic risk factors and how to mitigate them, you should be familiar enough with them to address them when you come across them in your daily life. We'll go through a few tasks here, but you'll probably encounter others that you'll be able to pick out some ergonomic risk factors from throughout the day. First, mobile device use. As discussed, it's important not to slouch, to maintain that neutral posture. So raise your phone to eye level rather than looking down at it while you use it. This will take the shoulder out of its neutral posture though, so make sure that you don't hold it for too long. Never cradle your phone between your head and your shoulder. Use a headset to maintain a neutral arm and spine posture while talking on the phone. Select a phone that fits your hand. If the phone is too big, it can require reaching with the thumb, which can lead to strain. So applying a device to the back that'll increase your grip can increase your range of motion and allow you to reach further across the screen of your phone if it's too big for your hand. Next, we'll talk about driving. So when driving, your seat height should be high enough that you can see clearly out of all the windows, but that leaves enough space that you don't have to duck down to avoid hitting your head. Your seat should be close enough to the pedals that you don't have to straighten out your leg to make contact. Remember, the further your segments are from neutral posture, the more strain it places on your joints. Angle your seat so that it supports your thighs entirely, leaving enough room between the steering wheel and your knees. Sit up straight. Bring the seat back forward so that you have a neutral, upright seated position. Adjust the seat's lumbar support if you can, to support the natural curve of your spine. If you can't, consider using a cushion. Sit close enough to the steering wheel to eliminate reaching. This is generally about 12 to 18 inches between your chest and your steering wheel. And lastly, position your headrest so that it can support your head in neutral position when needed, but that it doesn't push your head forward while driving. Generally, we ask for about 1 inch between the headrest and your head while driving. When doing housework, eliminate reaching by getting closer to your work. When you're dusting high up, use a pole or a ladder. When you're cleaning the wall of the tub or shower, get in the tub or shower to clean it, but just make sure that you have something dry or non-slip to stand on. Eliminate bending over by kneeling or squatting whenever possible. Alternate your hands to reduce the load on your dominant hand alone. And keep what you're doing directly in front of you. Don't twist or reach. When vacuuming, make sure that the vacuum is set for the task that you're doing. So for high pile carpet, set it for high pile carpet to reduce the amount of force needed to push it. When gardening, be conscious of your body posture. Don't bend, twist, or reach. There are specialized tools that'll help get the job done while maintaining these neutral body postures. So if you find that you are adopting awkward postures while gardening, maybe look into some of these tools. Shoveling snow is an important concept to think about, especially for the more northern states, even though we may not be ready to talk about it just yet. Shoveling snow is responsible for thousands of injuries and as many as 100 deaths every year in the US. And many shovels have been marketed as ergonomic, but they're not necessarily better for you. It's important to find a shovel that'll allow you to stand up straight while using it and that will eliminate the need for heavy lifting. Lastly, we'll talk about relaxing and lounging. Yes, even lounging around your house can increase your risk for injury if it's not done properly. Just like sitting at the office, the seat of the chair or couch should fit your leg and extend the length of your thigh without putting too much pressure on the back of your knee. Your backrest should support a natural curve of the spine, and your headrest should not push your head forward. And while you're sleeping, there are some other things to consider. We've all heard about this one. The spine should be supported while sleeping to maintain a nice neutral spine posture. This can mean putting a pillow under the middle of your body and behind or between your knees. So now that you know what to look for, do an ergonomic of your assessment of your household tasks and try to identify and mitigate the risk factors. You'll be glad that you did.